Well, I'm obviously very happy with the outcome. I referred this case because I took the view that although the sentencing judge had done his very best to carry out a careful exercise in sentencing, he had at the end of the day aggregated together all the sentences for many different offences against different people. And it seemed to me that because there were so many victims and the offences had been carried out over a long period of time, there was a good argument that some of the sentences should be consecutive to each other. And that was the argument I was putting to the court, and the court accepted it.
Public opinion was so against this sentence in the first place that these appeal judges have been swayed by public opinion. Surely the law's above that.
I don't think the judges have been swayed by public opinion. I mean, clearly public opinion matters in this sense that it's very important that there should be public confidence in the way the criminal justice system works. But when I'm carrying out my own job of referring a sentence, anybody can write to me to indicate that they're unhappy about a sentence, and if the sentence falls within the scheme where I can refer, I will, if necessary, refer it. Just because large numbers of people write to me saying it ought to be referred doesn't mean that I will automatically refer it if my own judgment is that there's no justification for doing it.
What good comes from extending the sentence of an 83-year-old man who is not a threat to public, who pleaded guilty, who's financially ruined, and who will cost us, the taxpayer, thousands of pounds to keep in prison, or hundreds of thousands of pounds even?
Well, nobody takes any pleasure in this process, but I think it is important that individuals should not be seen to enjoy impunity. And ultimately, we have, and Parliament has decreed in a way, that we have a framework for sentencing, and the more serious your crime and the longer you're going to spend in prison, if indeed the offence merits imprisonment. And it's very important, therefore, that sentencing should be done in a way that is consistent and which commands public confidence.
If he wasn't famous, would he have received the same treatment?
I believe so, yes. Exactly the same treatment. I mean, there's no doubt that there were aspects of his fame which he tried to use to his advantage. One of the points that was raised by the Court of Appeal was that when he was accused of these crimes, he initially made a great statement on the steps of the court denouncing his accusers and accusing them of being liars. And that was a serious aggravating feature, because there's undoubtedly one of the aspects of this case is that he got away with it for a very long time because nobody dared do anything about it.
Other people are saying today that it seems very unjust that an offender can benefit from committing crimes many years ago, especially crimes of a sexual offence, when sentences were more lenient. Do you think this area of law needs to be looked at?
Well, that's a matter for Parliament. The Lord Chief Justice and myself as the Attorney General, we're completely bound by what the law is.
Should the law change?
Well, you could change the law, but it is quite a drastic step to retrospectively extend the maximum sentence that you can pass for offences, in some cases offences which have been replaced by other offences. And unless there were really exceptional grounds for doing it, I think it's something which we should be very wary of doing.